5 things high-value men never do with women. Nothing feels more relaxing and satisfying for a man than being surrounded by women. Some would say it's the sole purpose and motivation for the male species, which is to pursue girls. In reality, there's no greater inspiration in the world that is stronger than women in general, which is why it's important for all guys to have women around them, because not only does it feel great, but people generally admire the guys who have tons of girls around them. They'll become jealous of you and wish that they were in your shoes instead. Not only that, but having girls would initially boost your self-esteem and motivate you further to do well in life. However, having girls and knowing how to deal with them is an art, and the highest of all men with great values have a set of rules that they apply when it comes to women. Specifically talking about what is right or wrong, there are some things you should not do with a woman, and that may be when you're pursuing her or are currently in a relationship or a commitment. It's important that you follow these steps, as these are the secrets no one will tell you about. Don't chase women. Chasing women and being chased by women are 2 separate things, and as it turns out, you better not go off running after women, but rather form an aura that naturally attracts them. There is a reason why it's advised to not chase women. Well, the simplest explanation would be that it's a huge turn-off for them. Yep, going after women is not bad, and naturally, it should be men who do the approaching. But going nuts over a girl, texting her 24 hours and constantly begging for her attention isn't going to get you anything. As a matter of fact, the girl you're pursuing would end up ditching you when the time is right, because the last thing you want to do is seem needy. So, remember to play it cool and keep the ball in your court. Don't text them a lot. Whenever you're conversing on text, make sure to have control over the conversation. This means that whenever you reply back to her, do it after a significant amount of time, so that she doesn't get the idea that you're completely free of all responsibilities or are super desperate to talk to her. But you should rather play it neat and keep her waiting, all curious for your text. Always approach women first, but leave them a dust of mystery in the middle. That will drive them crazy, especially when they're no longer receiving your attention and validation. Don't overdo it though, because sometimes it may work against you. Don't give her too much attention and simp for them. Giving attention and paying focus to women is good, but you have to watch out for your moves a bit, because being too overly friendly and attentive to her might bore her very early. As we mentioned, that mystery is your best friend, and a mysterious guy will always drive a seeking woman crazy. You must make the woman feel that she's not the only one, and that she's most definitely competing with a lot of different girls. This will make you seem precious, as now you'll look like the guy who's hard to obtain, and many people feel infatuated with these types of challenges. Once you've established your reputation as the guy who's reserved and wanted yet cheeky, then the women will come along themselves. All you have to do is be smooth about it and play it cool. As for simping, seriously man, stop this. The last thing you want in a relationship is a dynamic where the woman has an upper hand over you. A man is meant to be dominant, as it's the single most deriving factor for his masculinity, and once a man loses control over his subjects, then he's no longer a man at all. Ideally, you never want to simp for a woman, because when you simp, you openly tell her that you view her as an object that's way out of your league. By establishing that between yourself and the woman you're trying to pursue, you lose the game, because girls will always prefer masculine men with a calmer sense of vision rather than hungry boys who are always drooling at the sight of every woman. These same men have never felt the touch of a girl in their life, and that makes them feel very needy, which is of course a huge turnoff for every woman. So guys, never ever simp for any woman, not even your girlfriend. Stop using absurd pickup lines. Where do we even start with this one? This is simply the dumbest thing some guys do around women, and it literally makes no sense. Pickup lines such as, "You must be a keyboard because you're just my type," are just diabolical. If you're lucky enough, then you won't get slapped by a woman after she's subject to such horrendous attempts at picking girls up. If you want to use your conversation and language to get girls, then do it the right way, because being a good talker will sometimes overtake your other limitations. The truth is that girls die for a guy who talks well and is smooth with his conversation, so rather than using some of these stupid pickup lines, try developing your flirting game. Now, flirting is a talent that you're not naturally born with, but it is a skill that you learn over time and get better at through experience. So, look up to other men around you who are good flirters and learn from them what you're missing. In truth, it's not that hard, because all you have to do is maintain eye contact and be sharp with your words. Remember to take the opportunity of every sentence and try to process whether you can connect something flirty or steamy through it. With practice, you will surely get better. Do not pillow talk with women. Pillow talking with women is a big no. In all honesty, men have no room for pillow talking in general at all, because all it'll do is make you look weaker in the eyes of women, which is why it's important to be natural and rough about it. The moment you start gossiping and pillow talking with girls is when you lose your masculinity, and while some girls would want you to pillow talk, you must act cool and show no interest or signs of distress. Instead, play it calmly and act as if you couldn't care less about the stupid gossip of the world. In the pursuit of a woman, it's important for all men to never lose their heritage and existence. You work very hard to build a strong and manly image in front of women. Make sure not to lose it in the space of a single conversation. Don't change your plans for her. One of the biggest mistakes few men make is that they change their plans around the woman they're pursuing, which is one of the worst decisions you could take. A man spends a lot of time trying to devise and plan his career and trajectory. Nothing is worth sacrificing what you have in mind, so if women try to change your views or career aims, where you're required to move to a place that's not suited or beneficial to you, then you must simply say no. High-value men always know what's the right thing to do, and the best thing a man can do within these situations is putting himself first and think selfishly rather than go out of his way that will initially spoil your long-term plans, so make sure to always stick to what you've decided and don't change your plans unless you absolutely have to do so. We hope you enjoyed this video where you've learned things that high-value men never do with women. For more life-changing content, stay tuned to our channel and destroy that like and subscribe button. Until then, we'll see you next time.